Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for July 2022 for the collective as well as each individual life path number. So before we get into the reading, I wanted to let you know that I am now offering the Coaching with Numerology as a 60-minute phone session for U.S. customers only at this time. MP3 recorded sessions are still an option and still available for those outside of the U.S. or for anyone who prefers that option. Also, I am now offering personal month ahead numerology forecasts that include the PDF copy of the month in question, including each day of that month, and my recorded guidance for the month per the numerology. So if that is of interest to you, head on over to my website to book some time with me. The link is in the description box below. Okay, and as always, this forecast for July is a general reading. So again, please book some time with me for a personal in-depth look at your own numerology. Okay, so July is a 13-4 energy. This for me is really similar to sort of like Plutonian energy in a lot of ways. Death, metaphorical, of course. Transformation, rebirth energy. This is an energy that creates the compelling feeling for change, and not only change, but creation. Creating something beautiful from something desolate or difficult. This is an energy of, say, the lotus flower, something that takes time, perseverance, and desire to thrive, and finally blooming from the murky, muddy depths. This is using ingenuity and life force creatively to build a solid foundation of truth, honesty, and integrity from a space of passion and desire. So this isn't the easiest of energies to work with, only because it will require time, patience, and potential setbacks. However, the end result is the potential of some of the most beautiful, flourishing, lovely lotus flowers you've ever seen. So you could also think of the metaphor of the pearl. So the pearl is created inside of the mollusk or the shell, right? Is it the crab that does that? Anyway, I should know this, right? But it turns the sediment and the sand into something solid and unique and beautiful that brings joy and beauty to the lives of others. That is 13-4 energy. That is the potentiality of 13-4 energy. So as a cycle, we have this energy for July taking place within a 6 universal year. So areas of emphasis now for where this could show up could be around home and family life, love, such as how we love, how we show up to love, how we love ourselves, and or how open we are to receiving love, right? So a lot could be come in around love at this time. So this could bring change and transformation and rebirth to relationships, and also through our individual contributions to our greater community now. 13-4 is also very Venusian and divine feminine energy. So we may see things surface in a very transformative way around the actual earth, around nature, receptivity and stillness, more nurturing energy surfacing, or emphasis on global relationships in general. That could all come into focus now. So this is an invitation to sink into the softer side of life while also standing within your own truth and feminine strength, regardless of gender. This is a strong energy of creation stemming from the space of love, equality, and equity for all. If there is something you have wanted to create that could become a legacy for you or others, this is a very supportive energy for this. So follow your heart and your intuition. That's very 13-4 energy, even when it becomes challenging. And this energy will eventually reward you for your perseverance and your efforts. If you need a reminder of the possibilities, read more about the lotus flower And let that be your mantra this month. It is very rare that anything happens quickly under 4 energy, but typically things created or initiated under this energy have the very strong possibility of not only standing the test of time, but also bringing much success. So what that success looks like will be different for each person because each person's idea of success varies. So this month ushers in the supportive energy for building and creating something incredibly beautiful from something seemingly ugly or from nothing. So as always, it's what we do with the energy that makes all of the difference. So you are the magician of your own life. What will you do with your magic? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at each individual life path number now. Life path 33-6. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for July, and you got pig spirit. And pig's message is really asking you to take a closer look at family, true wealth, and avoiding risk. This is interesting because so you all will be, of course, just like the rest of us, will be feeling the influences of the 13-4 energy. That is the collective universal energy for July. So you'll be feeling that potentially. But you also have this undercurrent energy of the straight 4, basically, right? So again, very sort of practical, fact-finding, meticulous, slow-moving energy. And so there's not a whole lot of risk when it comes to the 4 energy. It's, it's usually calculated risk. If risk comes into play with the 4 energy, it's usually calculated. There's been some research prior to saying yes to whatever this is. And so what's interesting here is I think that you're kind of being asked to kind of go down that path this month. So if something comes up for you, some kind of an opportunity or something like that, this would not necessarily be the month where, you're going to get instant gratification or instant big results from an investment or something like that. And you may see, if you don't sort of do your due diligence or investigate properly, get your facts straight, all of that stuff, you may actually see some losses come through for taking big risks. So there are some months where the energy is potent for taking big risks, but I wouldn't say July for 33s is necessarily going to be one of those months. Now, of course, if, we can't let the numerology dictate our lives. So if something comes in for you that you have to make a decision on this month and everything looks good for you to take a big risk, then do it. Again, this is a general reading. So, and either way, it is the right decision for you if it feels right. So I will say though, for generally speaking, especially with pig energy coming in, and then you also have this undercurrent of the 4, and then we're in a 13-4 energy. Again, this is going to be more calculated risk. This is going to be, if you're going to have to take a big risk, it would be try to do a big risk where there's low stakes, right? Where it's low stakes if you don't see the return of investment, or if it takes longer than anticipated. It's not going to totally dismantle your life type thing, right? And then also family and true wealth, what is truly important to you? What is it? Where is it that you really want to spend your quality time, your off time, your downtime, right? Where is it that you feel most secure and loved and have the most security for? Again, we bring it back to sort of a home environment, or it could be your work family. Maybe that is where you get your inspiration and you feel the safest is at work, right? It's very possible. So just it's kind of saying, put your energy and your attention towards the whatever family, whether it's biological or family that you've accrued throughout your journey, put your energy there this month. And again, to take a look at, not to get so focused on financial wealth, or the things that, society typically sees as successful or wealth or whatever the case may be. But what is true wealth for you? What does that look like? It could be, again, spending quality time with a partner, with your family, with your pets, volunteering, whatever. If that is true wealth and success for you, then do more of that this month is what you're being called to do. So as I mentioned, you have sort of this undercurrent 4 energy that you're working with that sort of compounds and adds on to the 13-4 energy that we're working with collectively. So again, this is an excellent period for planning. So, new techniques can sort of be implemented at this time and they can flourish. Now, I will say with working with so much 4 energy, I don't necessarily seeing you implementing something this month and it taking off right away. 4 energy, again, is more meticulous. It's slow moving. It's making sure that all the steps are in place. It's not skipping steps. And it typically will, you'll see that gratification, you'll see those rewards, but it will be down the road. And typically it's going to be in direct proportion to the effort put forth. So it's always in our best interest when we're working with 4 energy, if it's something that calls to us and inspires us, to put in the effort, to continue to show up for it, to persevere, and to not give up too quickly. Because usually 4 energy, it's going to take a little while for it to build, for you to see, again, things come to fruition. But things that you do sort of put into place or, that you implement at this time have the potential to flourish, to be very, very successful. And again, success is determined by our own perspectives, right? Like our own experiences. What I see as successful may be different for what you see as success, right? So again, make sure that where you're investing your energy, where it is that you're building upon, is your idea of success and what you want to see flourish. Whatever you commit to now under all this 4 energy 33s has the potential to be very successful. And again, it's what's successful to you. So pay attention to where you commit your energy, but it has the potential to be very successful for the long term. Typically, when we look at 4 energy, it's going to be something that's like building some kind of a legacy where we're leaving it for ourselves, or for ourselves. We're leaving it for future generations or for our family or something like that. And so it's building something that will stand the test of time, that is sustainable. So whatever you commit to now, and that's why I say make sure you pay attention to what it is that you're committing to, and don't take these big risks for a quick return, because it's very rare that we see that under 4 energy, and it's really hard to build something sustainable when our goal is to see like a very quick return. Typically, those aren't things that are like standing the test of time, right? So this can, again, be have the potential to be very successful for the long term. So just kind of keep that in mind, that whatever it is that you commit to and start at this time, and it could be like a new relationship, right? And so it may be, again, to just remind yourself that it's going to take time for that relationship to maybe get off the ground, to flourish, whatever the case may be. But just kind of keep that in mind as you move through this month, that pay attention to what it is that you are committing your energy to, and just don't have that expectation of like a quick return of that investment, right? This is also could potentially be the beginning of a new lifestyle for you and a long-term commitment. Any of that is possible in relationships and or business endeavors now. So again, anything that you sort of commit to at this time has the potential to be very stable, to be long-lasting, to stand the test of time, that sort of thing. So for some of you, this could be you entering into a relationship or taking a relationship to the next level. Marriage falls under this energy, as would like having a baby or something like that. Again, commitments that have the potential to be very long-term now. So again, I say be aware of what you're choosing to commit to at this time and where you're focusing your energy, because it could have staying power for better or for worse. So again, just be very sort of discriminating when finalizing those plans and deciding to commit. Be very discerning about where it is that, again, that you're committing your energy to. So especially if you are signing any kind of a contract or anything like that, and not to scare you or be like, you're going to be in this for the rest of your life, maybe you will, maybe you won't type thing, don't like add that fear to it of like, oh my gosh, if I get into this, I can't get out of it. You may get into it and then have to face the consequences, good or bad, of getting into that commitment, right? But you can always change direction. So just keep that in mind. But the whole point of this is just to say, just be aware, just be open to and understand what it is that you're committing to with the information that you have presented to you at this point, right? Sometimes we don't have all the answers and we still have to make a commitment, and that's okay too, right? Because there's lessons there, there's wisdom there to be extracted. So it's all good. Be aware of any obstacles or reroutes now. Those obstacles and those reroutes are a blessing, right? Rejection is universal protection. Let that be your mantra. So, don't see it as necessarily if something doesn't work out or whatever, or, you try to do something. Sorry, can you hear that? That's my cat Gravy. I have 2 cats, Biscuit and Gravy. Anyway, Gravy is meowing. So he's a very talkative cat. So if you hear that, my apologies, but that's what that is. So yeah, be aware of any obstacles and reroutes now, and just know that rejection is a universal protection. So if you're getting rejected on something, let's say you're proposing something, let's say that you are proposing to someone and you get rejected, move through whatever comes up for you, whatever emotions, but just ultimately know that rejection is a universal protection, especially under this energy, because again, what you sort of commit to under 4 energy has the potential to have long-term effects, has the potential to have staying power. So definitely see those rejections as protection. See it a way out of what could have been a very sort of hairy situation potentially, right? So not every offer, not every idea now will pass muster or be right for you. And that's okay. You will know which ones deserve your energy and devotion. So move towards those ones. So again, this kind of if I could say anything, it would be this month, really, if you can avoid risks, I would do that. Especially high stake risks, and to pay attention to the things that aren't working and that you find yourself having to try to force, because if you have to force it, it's not sustainable and it's not going to last the test of time, and it's probably not going to withstand this 4 energy. So it's really kind of pointless. It's futile. It's futile to try to force something under this energy. So hopefully this is helpful, 33s. This could be a very powerful month for you all, as far as implementing things that you really want to see, again, last the test of time, that you want to see be built and have some kind of solid foundation under. This can be beautiful for that. So again, weddings, marriage proposals, moving in together, whatever. It doesn't all have to be about relationships. It can be taking a new job, something like that, building a business, whatever. This is a great month for 33s to build your own business. If you want to go into entrepreneurship or something like that, this is a beautiful month for that. Beautiful month for starting a new job that you want to have long term. Any of those things, right? So, okay. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.